Hey everyone, Six Switch here, and welcome to my first real official video, I guess, on this channel. I did a video a little while back, just showing off the first mission of Ghost Recon Breakpoint on extreme difficulty, no HUD, and no suppressors. And here I'm doing the same, just with a mission I put together myself. Again, playing on extreme difficulty with no HUD, and the goal here is to get to Camp Viper, which is near Trough Lake, at the foot of Good Hope Mountain, to steal a assault helicopter. I'm carrying a DMR G28, one of my favorite rifles in the game. It has a shortened barrel with a flash hider instead of a suppressor, so we are playing without suppressors at all. I find that quite entertaining, and I'll get a bit more into it as we process along here. We also have a rail-mounted mole with a green laser and Steiner T5XI scope for the long-distance shot. Saw it there. And then we have extended stock for precision aiming and an underbarrel mounted bipod for that little extra control. And then just like the standard magazine. So we see here we are moving out from the bivouac near the location and just patrolling along as we come across this enemy patrol here. You see my AI teammate here is a bit silly, just sitting out in the open while I'm trying to hide, but luckily the enemy AI does not see him. So they turn around and patrol backwards, unfortunately the same way that we're going. So since I don't want to alarm the entire base where I'm going before I get there, I choose not to attack these guys and just kind of move behind them as they are going in the same direction as I intend to go. So yeah, it's going to be a bit slow paced. I'm going to wait here for the traffic to clear. There's a lot of patrols in the area. But I'm just going to let it run along, and I'll blabber a bit about Ghost Recon in general. So
get to my position.
Yeah, I haven't really been doing any streaming at all. I've been playing this game since it came out, basically. Before that I played Wildlands. But it's I never really had a setup where I was able to screen capture in any quality worth putting on YouTube. But finally I have a system now where I'm capable of doing it, so I thought I would give it a try and show it off a bit. So I'm no means a pro at this game, but I do take great pleasure in trying to play for the immersion. Like, obviously people who know the game knows there's a lot of little weird things that like kind of loses that total milsim feel that you get from a game like Arma or stuff like that, but still the gameplay I find very satisfactory. It has like it has this particular feel to it that I really enjoy, although I did enjoy Wildlands a bit more with the setting and all, but the better quality of graphics and animations and stuff in here really really also puts it in a league of its own in my mind. And with all the fixes they've been putting out for the game over the last 2 years, I really think it's come into its own, and it's well worth playing. But I will say, the way to get this game into its own is by disabling all HUD elements. I started doing it, and it just changed the game totally, how you play it. As you can see, I still have messages popping up when I do pickups and stuff like that. It's nice to know what I pick up, otherwise everything is disabled. No minimap, no stats telling me how many rounds I got left in the magazine and stuff like that. And since I'm playing in immersion, if I reload, I will lose the ammo in the magazine I'm changing from and stuff like that. And I find that those little tactical decisions is really cool to have in the game. It's really making me enjoy playing it. The AI, as you can see, I'm commanding him around here, is not the brightest in the game. Your teammates are not super bright, and sometimes they will blatantly just stand in the middle of view for the enemy AI, and sometimes the enemy AI won't even notice them, so it becomes a bit janky there. Whereas the enemy AI seems to be a bit quicker at spotting a player standing in their line of sight, especially on extreme difficulty as we're playing here. But still, like, it would have been cool if they had put in even harder difficulty for the AI, but I guess it has its limits. I don't know. Still enjoying the game, and as you can see, I'm working my way towards my target area very slowly, methodically, just checking all around to see if I got like enemy patrols, like kind of try and listen to the audio in the game, where I can hear them chattering and stuff like that. One of the things I would say about Ghost Recon Breakpoint is that it has absolutely awesome audio. I really enjoy the sound of the game, and the way that the sound make you really listen for what's going on, because it gives you a lot of clues to things going on around you, and especially when you're playing with no HUD.
Take your elements and set in
and
over
no
there.
minimap. You have to rely a lot on sound to kind of figure out, like, okay, what kind of enemy is moving, how many enemies are there, and so forth. And also in general, just like trying to figure out if it's safe to move forward and stuff. It's a cool little cool way that it's designed into the game. Unless you go underground or in some of the bigger structures, there seems to be a bug with the sound where it doesn't render correctly, especially in underground complexes, basically making it almost unplayable with no HUD, because you can't hear enemies, you cannot hear them. Even them firing sometimes will be completely silent due to this bug. So when playing no HUD, I recommend staying on top of the ground and not going underneath. Anyway, we're closing up here on the target area. So Camp Viper is a camp that, playing the storyline of the game, you'll come across it a few times and have to assault it. It's a pretty fun camp to attack, either in a stealth scenario, or as I'm doing here, going in full blazing guns. I'm still working my way forward in a stealthy manner. What I generally want to do is to see if there's any radio operators, so I can pick them off, and if there's any drone operators and snipers. I usually will pick up snipers from a distance before I move in. It's also worth noting if there's a heavy, or in this case I think there's actually two heavies in this base. Just so you know, you might have to deal with one of them close up if you don't take him from afar. I also like I would say I could play this in a safe manner where I picked everything off from a distance and then moved in and just did what I'm gonna do. But I do like pressing it. I do like taking out from afar the most dangerous units, like I said, the radio operators or the snipers, and then kind of moving in and cleaning it more close quarter. There's something satisfying about doing it, and I've been doing it a long time with stealth gameplay, with suppressors, and I actually found it boring after a while. So doing it like this with no suppressors puts on a little extra pressure, because depending on how close you are, the enemy will hear you. They may not identify exactly where you are. They might not actually identify if it's a shot they heard, but they will come investigate. Otherwise, the normal rules apply for stealth in this game. If an enemy sees another enemy get downed, he will alert. There's several alert states a base can go into, and if there's a radio operator, they will call in support. It might be a chopper, might be a patrol coming in with cars, miniguns and stuff. So there's still a tactical situational awareness you gotta have. Anyway, we're getting close here. So let's see what I'm gonna do. I think I cleared off the sniper in the tower, and then the guard post at the gate. And I was at enough distance from the base while I was doing it that I did not alert the rest of the guards in there. So now I'm just trying to slowly maneuver my way around the base to get up behind it and see if I can find a good entry point to get in and kind of start clearing the base. This can be done at night, it can be done at day, as I'm doing here. I kind of like doing these missions as night missions, especially when you're doing it like I am here, without the suppressor. The cover of night can aid you a bit when enemy patrols start hunting you down. It'll make it harder for them to find you, but just to make it clear what's going on here, I chose to do this during the day. Which almost kicked my ass a bit later on, as you'll see. So I'm moving around this way on the base, and I know up here there often is a sentry sniper. I couldn't quite remember where he was, so I was kind of getting a bit worried if I got the position wrong. There's only one guard tower, so and that's cleared. So as long as no one sees me from the base, I should be okay up here. There we have it. See, there's an auto turret there, and this little shelter here that houses a sentry sniper.
I got you. Holding here.
I hadn't spotted him yet at this point. Here he comes. There he is. I quite like this laser, the rail-mounted mole with the green laser. I think works a lot better than the red dots. Here we go, going slowly. So I don't have suppressor on the handgun either, so I choose to take this guy down with a knife. Bit excessive, but at least he's not screaming. I was a bit unsure if the guards from the base was able to see me from here, so I just choose to fall back a bit, disable the auto turret, and see if I could get a better fire solution. Also thinking that if I move back a bit, it'll give me more space to reposition, as they will most likely hear
Find a good spot over
shooting.
there. Got it. Moving there now.
Move my teammate away to where I plan on moving, and then kind of get ready to take down the first heavy. Using the skill here with the armor piercing rounds, gives you 3 rounds.
Just showing off.
And I missed a shot, so we alerted the guards there. He's running off.
Guys are coming.
I was kind of hoping I could shoot through that box he's hiding behind, but I couldn't, so I had to reposition. This is one of the things I actually really like about the game, is when you fail, it doesn't necessarily mean like you failed everything. Like, unless you're going for full stealth. If you're being tactical, you can reposition yourself. You can,
Rally.
if you have an idea of the environment you're in, you kind of can go place, like move around the base in another direction. You know where the guards are going to look for you. Unless they've seen you, they will go to where they heard the shots. And you can kind of, again, move backwards and perhaps set up a little ambush for the patrolling guards that will come looking for you. Here's one of them. I decided here though that like he went out of sight. I saw him run up the hill, and I didn't know exactly where he went, and I didn't want to go in. There might be more of them up there, so I decided instead to take a chance and walk my way around the base while they're distracted from my old shooting position. So I take my teammate with me, and I move down around the base towards the lake. There's another auto turret there inside the base. Still like seeing them. I would say one of the things that gets a bit annoying after a while regarding the audio in the game is the repeating NPC chatter. Like, you kind of heard it all after a few hours. Sometimes I wish they put in a bit more like chatter, but you know, it's a game. So we reach the base here. I can definitely hear guards on the other side. They are unable to see me here though, so I can kind of check if those guys are there or there. And then move in towards the entrance, and
they're gone.
yeah,
It's quiet now. Yeah.
things almost went really bad here. So I'm trying to like lure out a guard, like in the hopes that I can like take one down
What's that noise? Hey, how
before
strange is
alerting
that?
everyone.
Let's go look.
So the guy inside the guard building there is gonna go out and investigate the sound he heard when I tossed the bullet. And I figured, hey, I'll use my hand on this guy.
I'll keep it. Hey!
And he's down. So far, so good.
Damn it, we're compromised.
What I did encounter on him was
Stay alert. We got company. Gunfire in the
the amount of guys just on the other side here. And so I'm trying to figure out how many guys are there and what's there. So the guy gets into the guard building, sees me, and starts shooting at me and hits me. Luckily I get out of there.
Enemy troops.
Gets my shot in. Teammate tosses a grenade and they've got a drone.
Terry, no! Get those
Oh no, Terry. Oh no.
That's all they got, fellas.
So I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I can take out these guys now. They'll just come around the corner, right? Then I hear that thumping sound, like
Stay sharp on
goddamn heavy. Trying to take him out with a grenade, and that didn't work.
I'm moving.
He gets another one, get a headshot, and he kind of like freezes. And we got him.
Boom. Clean hit, boss.
I don't know how clean that was.
Okay, boys, let's take him down.
Lobbing a grenade in there.
Take care of this. Got your back, son of a bitch. Switch down.
But the reason I'm shooting at some of the scenery is because some things you can actually like penetrate them.
You're bleeding out, boss.
Yeah, I didn't count on that shotgun there. Had this been real life, I really doubt I would have survived that. But I have my teammate with me, and he has at least magic, and here we go. So he takes down the breach guy there.
You're
And
fixed.
These assholes are dead.
that's a close call.
Tear 'em up.
Hostile grenade incoming.
I got these.
Fatal decision there, almost.
This calls for a live one.
So I gotta check the corners down here.
Get it.
So I have the perk
Light 'em up.
where you can still use your primary weapon even though you're severely damaged. I still got a bandage up here. Luckily my teammate is taking care of business.
Drop those hostiles.
Might as well lend him a hand.
This area's cleared. Come Coming to you.
And I think we actually cleared it. So yeah, chaotic, to say the least. Like, you could have gone in here with suppressors, slowly and methodically worked your way
Show your targets. Don't hit any civilians.
through the guards in the base, taking them off one by one without them knowing what was going on. It's actually pretty easy to do that with a suppressor, and once you get your hang of the game mechanics, it can be really satisfying, but also after a while it gets a bit boring perhaps. So from now on, I think I'm actually gonna try and keep playing like this. Instead of having a suppressor on, I'm gonna have a muscle hider, or what do you call it?
Rally on me.
We're on our way.
Instead, just to in general be a bit more noisy, but still working from a stealth perspective, especially when moving in. The chaos that it brings obviously is a bit frustrating at times, and will cause a bit more failure than usual when playing full stealth, but I really think it's worth it, especially combined with the no HUD and the extreme difficulty where the enemies spot you really quickly. Taking out the generator there, and here's the prize. Get to the chopper. Just gonna get my teammate with me. Heating it up. And we're on. Base cleared. Got a chopper, and I probably got a little hole in the leg there, but otherwise I'm fine. Sweeping up the mountainside. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. This is, as I said, been a first for me, doing a recording of my gameplay, adding commentary, and also playing this style of gameplay. No HUD, extreme difficulty, no suppressor. Six Switch, signing off.